In the past year in Canada, 147 women have lost their lives to intimate partner violence. In BC, since the records have been tracked, since July of 2024, that number has risen to 45. In January, when I last spoke to it, it was 43. These are actual women with lives, with people who love them, that tragically lost their lives, and it could have been avoided.
1 in 3 women experience intimate partner violence. So that could be your mom, that could be your friend, that could be your sister. But most likely someone in your life has gone through an intimate partner violence relationship.
You're always carrying a wait list. That's how often it happens in our community. It is happening to your neighbor. It is happening to your favorite cashier at your supermarket.
Generally, it takes about 7 times for a woman to leave their relationship, and that could be due to a multitude of barriers.
Since COVID, there's been an increase in the number of calls that we receive to our crisis line for gender-based violence, and the severity of violence that we see has increased trifold. So the cases that we're seeing are far more violent than we would have seen in the past. It affects everyone in our community, and let's help women before they die, because women die waiting for access to services, they die waiting to be believed, they die waiting to be heard, and it's unacceptable.
When they do come in the house, we welcome them right when they come in. We provide everything that they could need, including clothing, bedding, linens, hygiene products, food, diapers, formula, everything. So that if they do just come in with just themselves and their kids, that everything's taken care of.
We are often the only service that's available to women in the most critical part of their journey when they leave violence. When they make that really brave choice to leave, they access our crisis line, and we're able to connect them right away with a support worker that's able to support them in that moment to ensure that they're safe.
Our PEACE program really helps support folks and specifically children who've witnessed abuse in the home. And again, so that's kind of navigating how what that looks like for mom and dad, or for mom and mom, or for dad and dad, whatever that looked like. Again, it's really making sure that they understand that, again, it's not their fault, and how to navigate maybe some of the things that are happening within their own body. So if they have big feelings, how to set healthy boundaries, how to navigate, and really creating a safe space for kiddos where maybe previously there wasn't a safe space at home. If a woman is facing a complex system like the justice system or the legal system in general, we have our community-based victim services program that is a team of victim support workers that specialize in criminal justice and that legal system in regards to intimate partner violence. So I think that our community programs really are part of that continuum of care. It could happen at any point. It could stop along the way. You could go through the whole thing, but either way, we're here to support you wherever you're at in your journey. I think prevention is the key to intimate partner violence. A lot of our programs are reactive services. Once something has already happened, how can we support you? This prevention piece is giving people the tools to recognize it before something bad starts. It's giving people tools to be able to navigate those situations before it gets to an escalation, and giving people ideas of how to navigate safety, knowing what resources are out there so that they already know what to do if it gets to that point, and also being able to stop it before it does.
We've been very fortunate to receive government funding, but that only accounts for about 56% of our budget. We're still left to fundraise the other 44% because we believe in the work, and we know that the work that we do saves women's lives. So fundraising events are really important for us because it helps fill those gaps where government isn't able to meet the need and the demand that exists in the community.
We generally run a wait list of over 50 people, and that's just constant throughout the year. So giving to our agency would allow for us to have shorter wait lists, people to access counseling faster.
When we have donors and are able to buy a new fridge or to provide cozy blankets, our clients see that and feel that the community cares about them, that people see them, that people want them to be safe and want them to start their life over again, potentially. And that is huge for them.
You know, every dollar that you give us goes such a long way in being able to provide that safety and that support for women and children when they need it the most. So if you're considering supporting us, and I really hope that you do, On behalf of every client that we see, on behalf of every phone call that we receive, on behalf of every horrible story that we hear, we thank you because you are helping us take that step to make sure that one other client doesn't stay in a violent relationship when they don't have to.
If VWTH didn't exist, that means we did our job. That means that there's no one in our community that is at risk of intimate partner violence, and that we can stick to that prevention piece, which I think is so important.
I find hope in every client that we're able to support to transition into safety, every client that we're able to get into supportive housing, every client that is able to access a program that they haven't been able to, every client who gets support services, who understands the rights when they didn't previously. That all gives me hope. The fact that our community shows up for us gives me hope.
I think a lot of people view this program that it's a lot of crying and there's a lot of doom and gloom, but there is also a lot of joy in the house as well. We have a lot of kids that walk through these doors, and we try to provide them with as much fun and laughter as we can. And I think that's the most rewarding, is even in the darkest moments of people's lives that we are seeing them through, there's also a lot of joy and a lot of new beginnings that we get to be a part of.
Victoria Women's Transition House has been around for over 50 years and has been working diligently to end gender-based violence in our community. And our sincere hope is that our services will not be needed for the next 50.